On the draw this game, or this match, our hand is not keepable. No lands. Mulligan. All lands. Wow. Gonna go all in on Hangerback and Arcbound here. This should be very interesting. Going against Delver. Sure. Frogmite. Gonna be some risky business here, but this is what we wanted, so let's try it out. Hangerback getting dazed. Hangerback getting forced. My opponent must have a daze or a forcer. I don't think there's any other reason to sit here and think about this. He's wondering, yeah, forced? Alright, sure. Hangerback eats a force in the dig through time. Go Hangerback. That's all I have to say. I feel good that someone thought that Hangerback was enough of a threat that they needed to force it, pitching a dig through time. My opponent draws and reveals a polluted delta, so pretty good. This might be a Tarmogoyf. But maybe not. So next turn I can play Arcbound and Frogmite. Yeah, I think so. Well, or I could do something along those lines. Let's see. That's one. I don't have that much mana left, so yeah, I can play everything. Let's start with the Arcbound. Let's eat another force, or another counter spell of some sort. Maybe, my opponent's certainly sitting here thinking. Let's play another City of Traders. To Vault Scourge. Maybe my opponent's thinking about bolting the Arcbound here. That resolves. Oh, I need one more to play him. I only have 2 artifacts. That is correct. Unfortunate. My opponent only has 2 cards in hand. Is he going to flip this Delver, though? Another land. I'm getting pretty lucky this game, I think, that my opponent keeps drawing land. I think my opponent probably has a bunch more land in hand, because he didn't play anything last turn. He didn't play a Goyf. He didn't bolt either of my guys. So I think I'm probably pretty safe right now. And I know my opponent's past 2 draws, but this might be a lightning bolt. This is a forked bolt, both to Arcbound. Yeah, there's no saving the Arcbound, so he is dead. Could be a Stifle here, but that'd be I would enjoy that since my opponent's last card. My Vault Scourge can now block that Delver all day. Ancient Tomb. So I think I just played the City of Traders over the Ancient Tomb. Because I don't want to take 2 damage right now. This has been a very strange game. And you know, all it takes is for my opponent to, oh man, I didn't attack. I'm the worst at this game. I did click my Vault Scourge, and then I clicked OK, and he didn't attack. Maybe it'll pay off. My opponent draws a Gurmag Angler. It's nice of my opponent to keep revealing these cards to me. So yeah, my opponent had just 3 lands in hand. Now he's a Gurmag Angler that he'll be able to play, though. So I need to draw something like Cranial Plating while my opponent is tapped out and only has Gurmag Angler in hand. Not attacking last turn may cost me. I guess if my opponent's Delver had flipped, maybe it would have been a good thing. My opponent is empty-handed. I need to draw 2. I mean, yeah, Arcbound is great. Arcbound is just well and good, fine and dandy. Let's go ahead and play that Ancient Tomb. Swing Vault Scourge, because now I basically have a free blocker between the Arcbound and the Frogmite. And now I know what all my opponent's draws are going to be, because if it's a spell, he's going to want to flip the Delver. Oh man, my opponent is just flooding so super hard. I don't think I block the Gurmag Angler this turn. I think it's okay to take a hit here. My opponent doesn't even want to Give me the option. We draw Signal Pest, sure. So I actually do, I think, want to stop my opponent's upkeep here in case I want to sack some things to my Arcbound. Young Pyromancer, okay. Still not in any trouble. Will be if that Young Pyromancer ever gets anywhere. So right now I could attack for 3. Well, Contested Warzone makes this much better. So I can attack for... Oh, well, I didn't think of that. That's fine, though. I could attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so still not enough to win. Now let's just attack like this. My opponent will be able to take the Contested Warzone next turn, though, if he desires. Which is pretty good with Young Pyromancer, but I'm getting in for 5 here, so I think it's going to be okay. Got to get your beats in when you can. My cards still trade pretty favorably. I can kill the Young Pyromancer if he attacks with it. Really, the only thing I have to worry about now is this Delver flipping. And my opponent has the unluckiest Delver deck in the world right now, since that it's not flipping. Like that's kind of crazy. That, you know, he's gone 7 turns. He played that Delver on turn 1. This is his 7th turn. He has drawn no additional spells aside from creatures. So that's pretty crazy. Like, I do feel kind of... Yeah, that game was... I had lethal with the Arcbound even without that guy. That was kind of brutal. So Etch Champion definitely coming in. GT definitely coming in. What don't I like? I think Steel Overseer is kind of a liability. Yeah, we'll just cut the Steel Overseers. He doesn't, like, burn spells are bad. It's the same sort of game plan I have against Delver in the, in Modern. Steel Overseer just dies to so much stuff. I didn't see any Death Threat Shamans. I'm sure my opponent has them. But I think we're good with this. I think between the GTs and the Etch Champions, we're going to get there. That was a very strange game. I don't know what the percentage chance of Delver flipping actually is, but I think 7 turns in a row is just that's not normal. My opponent, like, he probably should have been more aggressive with the Gurmag Angler. Like, if you lose it, I'm losing a bunch of stuff if you attack with Gurmag Angler in that board state, because I have to either chump it with something or I have to kill it with Arcbound Ravager. Or, you know, like, triple block it. I think he should have been a little more aggressive with the Gurmag. Especially when I put down the Contested Warzone. You know, like, there was no way that... I just don't think I could have blocked Gurmag Angler. But, you know, his losses might gain, so that's how the game goes. Alright, let's see what we get here. Come on. Hangerback. Really want to try that out. I mean, I guess if I really wanted to, I should have put 4 in, but... I think 3 is probably good. Hangerback Walker. I just think he's really good with the 2 lands. He might even be good in the Tezzeret build just because you have the artifact lands. You can sack the artifact lands to Arcbound. Like, really, the key synergy is that you can sack things to Arcbound to put onto it, or you can sack it to Arcbound when it has a lot of counters on it already. And then you can sack all the creature tokens to Arcbound, or, you know, win with Contested Warzone and other shenanigans. But this hand's pretty keepable. This hand's threat heavy, has fast mana, because I could go turn 1, Mox Opal, Ornithopter, Ancient Tomb, Signal Pest. I have 1 floating from the Ancient Tomb and play Arcbound. So this hand pretty strong, pretty solid. We'll lead with the Mox Opal. Now it doesn't matter. My opponent's going to know what's in my hand. So expecting the Arcbound to get forced, perhaps. But oh yeah, we did try and play a Hangerback Walker last game, and it got forced. Turn 1 Hangerback Walker. So I went all in on the Hangerback and the City of Traders, and it worked out. I mean, in a bizarre way, it worked out. That plan obviously didn't work out, but my opponent didn't draw anything, so it worked out. Now, this presents an interesting little dilemma here. So, yeah, let's get out all the spells that my opponent knows I have. And it's the same plan, I think. It just ends with me using the Chalice of the Void over the Arcbound. So this is where things maybe could go wrong if he decides to force the Signal Pest. I don't see that happening, though. And instead of the Arcbound, we play Chalice for 1. And if this doesn't work, we play the Mox Opal, and we play Vault Screech. And I still think that puts us in a pretty good spot. Now, if this is a Daze, I'm going to feel kind of silly, because then it's like I should have played the Mox Opal first. Oh, it's a Spell Pierce. Okay, so now we know we should have gone with the Arcbound. But I still think that turn worked out reasonably well. Bit heavy on the life, but that's okay. Yeah, I would have blanked the Spell Pierce if I'd been able to, if I'd played the Arcbound instead, but that's not what we were playing around. That just wasn't what we were playing around that turn. So this could be just Cabal Therapy. Okay, Death Ray Shaman. I don't know if these decks play Cabal Therapy or not, to be honest. Can't use the Death Right this turn. This might be a Forked Bolt. Forked Bolt, I think, would be the biggest blowout here. Just a Lightning Bolt, I'm not as, I'm not scared of. Ooh, yeah, that's the stuff. Let's get him in while that getting is good. I think Hangerback is probably his best on turn 1, because now I have to like leave up mana to do stuff with him. I don't really want to attack with him next turn. I want to build him up pretty big. Fortunate my opponent's not playing swords. What also kind of sucks is my only real, I'm going to play the Arcbound next turn. That's more important to me than the 2 life, I think, at this stage. Hangerback competes pretty well with Young Pyromancer if my opponent has one of those. My opponent goes to 2 Ponders. Could be playing a Gurmag Angler, in which case I still like the Hangerback Walker pretty well. Because I can block with it, and then I can sack it to the Arcbound, and then still get a token for my Troubles. Yeah, there's just, the Hangerback Walker just opens up so many avenues of play that I think it's a pretty powerful addition to the deck that just, hasn't really seen the light of day yet. I don't think it makes Affinity, a tier 1 deck. Although I guess, in as much as everything is kind of Blue is kind of the tier 1 deck in Legacy, and if you're playing something else, then, you might be doing something good. But I like Hangerback. We'll see if he pulls any weight this game. Yeah, like I thought, the Gurmag Angler. Not too afraid of it, though, in this deck. I'm never going to kill it. I just need to kill him before it kills enough of my guys, and I think the Hangerback is going to be pretty good at that. Because let's just say I leave back, my plan right now is to leave Hangerback back next turn, and I'll block with it, add a counter to it, and then I'll have 2 more guys to block the Gurmag Angler with, or get it in for an additional 4 points of damage against my opponent. Yeah, I have to tap it right. Yeah, pay 1 tap. So, cost is a little high. Alright, well, we just drew Cranial Plating, though. And as much as I like Hangerback Walker, the Cranial Plating is just the surefire way to win this game. Hangerback still provides 2 blockers, still very decent. but I'm going to have to go with cranial plating. Unless my opponent forces it, in which case we're back to the original plan. We're just a turn behind because of the arcbound. And it looks like my opponent's probably seriously considering forcing here. If he dazes, I am going to pay for it. I don't see a reason in just getting rid of the cranial. And I have blockers. Good blockers. My opponent can gain life and zap me once. Yeah. So, yeah, there's the daze, which I will pay 1 for. I'll still attack. So my plan is still good, it just involves one less token from the hanger back here. Ooh, a wasteland? I'm definitely glad I played the hanger back. And I'm kind of happy my opponent played a wasteland there. I didn't really need that land that badly. Because I have the opal. Opponent decides not to attack. I think my opponent should be attacking. Because all he's doing is giving me time to redevelop my board. And now I suddenly have him on a 2-turn clock. I mean, other than the Deathrite Shaman, which can gain him life, it's creatures, right? Yeah, and I have a creature in my graveyard, so that could be a thing. But if he does attack and I get to block, I'll get the token. So I'll have an additional 2 points of flying in the air, and I'll be able to attack with the Frogmite because, yeah, my opponent decides to pack it in. All right, so we are 2-0 right now. I'll see you guys in the third match in a sec.